In order to make your popsicle banner, you're going to need a few simple items that you probably already have around your house. If you go to the Cedar Grove Line Avenue branch library and pick up one of the kits that we have on hand, all of the supplies will pretty much be included in it. If you're doing this at home, I'm going to go ahead and list those off for you so that you know what you'll need. First thing you're going to need is 3 pieces of colored paper. The banner kit that we put together is a patriotic 4th of July themed popsicle banner. So we have ours in red, white, and blue. If you're doing this at home, you can use any 3 colors that you would like. It's normal 8.5 by 11 paper. We did use cardstock because it's a little sturdier. You can also use colored printer paper or construction paper. Any of it will work. You're going to need popsicle sticks in order to make your popsicle look like an actual popsicle. Our kit makes about 13 popsicles out of paper, so you want to have the same number of popsicle sticks on hand. These are jumbo popsicle sticks that we got from the craft store so that they've never been used before. If you happen to have some popsicle sticks lying around your house, you can go ahead and use those any size. You're also going to want to have some yarn or string or butcher's twine that you can hang your banner on. I recommend somewhere between 5 to 6 feet. Personally, I find that length works best for the 13 popsicles so that you can space it out. I also am a big fan of banners that I call it the swoop. So what they do is they go up, down, like that. So that's the swoop effect. I happen to really like that with my banners, and that 5 to 6 foot length just lets you do that with ours. You're also going to need our template. You can get the template from our Grab and Go craft kit. You can swing by the library branch and we're happy to give you a copy. We can also email you a PDF version of this. If you want the PDF version of our template, you can email us at publicgla@shreve-lib.org. We are going to have that email written down at the end of the video for you, so you don't have to try and remember what I just read out. And you can just email us and we'll send you a PDF version of that you can print at home. If you're printing it at home, I do recommend printing it on cardstock. It makes it a little bit sturdier because you will be tracing each piece multiple times. So those are the contents of the kit. In addition to the kit, or if you're making this at home, you'll also need to have just a normal glue stick, a pair of scissors, a pen or pencil in order to trace the templates, a hole punch. I have a single hole punch. If you don't have a single hole punch at home, you can use a 3-hole punch. You'll just put each popsicle under one of the individual hole punch parts. And then finally, you're going to need a Sharpie. The Sharpie we're going to use to outline the popsicles to make it more distinct. You can skip that step if you would like. My Sharpie is black. You can use also any colored marker, or if you happen to have a colored Sharpie or a metallic Sharpie, that would also be super fun. I just happen to have black Sharpies on hand. The first step in making your popsicle banner is going to be to take your template and cut all of the pieces out. I have already pre-cut all of my pieces. I would just like to point out to everybody that the pieces are labeled. So whenever we go through and talk about them, there are labels on the template itself to help you figure out which parts we're talking about. So you have 2 pieces that are labeled whole bar. There's a whole bar 1. There's a whole bar 2. They look a little bit like pieces of toast when you're looking at them. With these, whole bar 1 is just your standard popsicle. Whole bar 2 has a little bite taken out of it. So when you're cutting whole bar 2 out, do make sure that you cut along that part. Same with the tops. You have 2 versions of the top. One is just a normal standard version of a popsicle top, and the other one is made to look like somebody's taken a bite out of it. There's also a middle section, a base, and part A. Part A is basically going to look like the indents in a popsicle. So you're going to cut all of these out along the black lines. As I said, I've already pre-cut mine. And I suggest organizing them by color. With the kit that we have at the Cedar Grove Line Avenue Library, You can make popsicles that look kind of like, they're sometimes called rocket pops or patriotic pops. They're the ones that are red, white, and blue striped. With that one, so you're going to choose which color you want to be your top, which your middle, and which your base. I recommend putting the top as red, the middle as white, and the base is blue. You're going to take your template pieces and you're going to trace it onto your paper, and you're going to try and fit 2 copies of whole bar 1 and 1 copy of whole bar 2 on each page. You're also going to have 6 copies of part A. That is going to be the same on all 3 of your colored pieces of paper. When it comes to the other pieces, you're going to want 4 on each page. So you're going to want to have 4 blue bases in addition to these 3. You're going to want to have 4 white middle pieces. And with the tops, because you do have 2 versions, you can choose how it's distributed, but you want 4 total between the tops. And I can show you the sample layout that I suggest for that so you can see. If you come pick up one of the grab and go craft kits, we do have instructions that we've included with it that have these sample layouts for you as a picture. If you email us for the digital template, we will also email you a copy of the instructions. So this is what I was talking about. When you trace onto the white paper, we recommend having 3 of the whole bars, 2 of type 1, 1 of type 2. That's the one with the bite taken out. You're going to have the 4 middle pieces and the 6 of part A, which is the little indent. On the red piece of paper, you're going to have 2 of whole bar 1, 1 of whole bar 2, which is the one that looks like it has a bite taken out of it. You're going to have 6 of the little indents still. And then you're going to have 4 tops. With mine, I chose to do 3 without a bite taken out, and 1 of top 2, which is the one that looks like a bite has been taken out. With mine, I will be turning these over because I have written down each part for you to see. So all of my bites are going to be taken out of the same side. If you want, for instance, to have some of the popsicles look like somebody took a bite out of the left and some took a bite out of the right, whenever you're tracing it, just flip the template over. One other thing I want to note is that in order for these to show up better on camera, I am using a lighter shade of blue and red than what's going to be in the kit. It is a darker shade that will come in the kit. It's more of a royal blue to better match the flag, but these show up a little better. So we wanted to use the lighter one for demonstration purposes. And again, on the blue paper, you have 2 of whole bar 1, 1 of whole bar 2, 6 of the indents, which is part A, and then 4 of the bases. Once you have everything traced, you're going to go ahead and you're going to start cutting out your pieces. And we're going to speed this next part up. All right, because this is just a demonstration, I am going to put aside the rest of the pieces for now, and I'm just going to show you how to assemble one of each of the kinds of popsicles. So let me get this out of the way real quick. So in order to show you both kinds of the popsicles, I have cut out 1 top, 1 middle, 1 base, 2 of part A, and 1 of the whole bars. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to make the whole bar. It is the easiest. So what you're going to do is you're going to, in my case, I'm turning it over because I have the writing on it. Take a piece of scrap paper, put it behind the whole bar, take your Sharpie and outline the edges of the bar. This makes it more defined when it's hanging up and adds a little bit of depth because it is just paper. And let me go back and make that line a little bit thicker. All right, so now that we have our whole bar outlined, we're going to do the same thing to both pieces of our A template. Just take your Sharpie or marker and outline the edges. Okay, now that you've gotten everything outlined, to assemble the whole bar is super easy. All you're going to do is take your glue stick, spread some glue on the back of both the little indents, that's those parts A. You're going to spread your glue. And now you take them, and I like to put mine a little way up from the bottom and towards the side, and you're just going to glue them on to the main part of the whole bar. And you're going to do the same thing with the other one. Take it about even from the bottom and towards the side, and just glue it down. And now you're going to flip it over. You're going to take one of your popsicle sticks. You're going to spread some glue on the popsicle stick. And you're going to take it and you're going to glue it to the back in the center of the popsicle. You can have as much or as little of the popsicle stick showing as you would like. Smooth it down, and that's your first popsicle done. So when you're done, you're going to have 3 whole bar popsicles like this of all 3 of your colors, the red, the white, and the blue. With the indents, for this example, I did glue red onto red. You can choose to glue the indent of the same color onto the popsicle, or for instance, you might want to glue a white onto the red or a blue onto the red, and that just makes it a little more fun, makes it stand out just a little bit more. In this particular example though, I just happened to cut out the red ones, so that's what we're showing you. For the second kind of popsicle, you've got your 3 pieces. You've got your base, your middle, and your top. So I'm going to start with the base. And I'm flipping all of mine over because, like I said, I did have that writing on it. So you're going to start with the base, and you're going to put the white piece on top of the blue like this. So it's going to overlap, and the curved edge is going to be towards the bottom, and the straight edge of the middle piece is going to be towards the top. And then I'm just going to take my white piece. I'm going to spread a little bit of glue along that curved edge and I'm going to glue them down. And a lot of times I'll also take this opportunity to just even up the edges a little bit, make sure it's lined up straight. You're then going to take the top and you're going to put a little bit of glue along the curved edge of the top. And then you're going to put that over the straight edge of the white part so that they overlap and the straight edge cannot be seen. And again, I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to even it up a little bit at the sides because the white part is a little bit bigger than the red part. So this is what the multicolor popsicle looks like. We are then going to take our Sharpie and we're going to outline the popsicle just along the edge. We're not going to define the wave. The colors of this particular popsicle, the red, the white, and blue, are distinct enough that it doesn't really need to be outlined in the middle. We're just going to outline around the edges. All right, now that we have our popsicle outlined, we're going to grab another popsicle stick and our glue stick. Again, we're going to flip it over, put some glue on our popsicle stick, glue it down. Once you've done the first one, I try to make it a bit even so that if they're hanging right next to each other, it will look even. And we glue it in the middle. And that is one of each of the kinds of popsicles you can make with our template put together. This is the whole bar with the 2 indents to add a little bit of dimension to it. And then this is the multicolor popsicle. Once you have cut out and assembled all of your popsicles, it's super easy to put together your banner. You're going to take your hole punch and you're going to punch a hole in the middle of the popsicle. Hopefully your popsicle stick is kind of in the middle of the popsicle, so a lot of times I find it's easiest to just flip it over and line my hole punch up with the popsicle stick. Now I'm going to punch a hole in the next one. And then you're going to take your string, yarn, ribbon, butcher's twine, whatever you happen to have on hand, whatever you're using to make your banner. And again, I recommend somewhere between 5 to 6 feet. And you're just going to string it through. And you want to make sure that you put all of your popsicles on in the same direction. So with this one, I'm taking it and I'm going from back to front with my string. You can also do front to back. That's perfectly fine. Just make sure you're consistent with all of the popsicles. The reason why is because if you string them in different directions, when you go to hang them up, they're naturally going to lean in towards each other instead of being all in the same direction. So again, I'm going to take my string and I'm going to go back to front. And you would just go along and put all of your popsicles on the string like that. When you have completed your banner, it is going to look like this. It is a patriotic 4th of July themed popsicle banner. I hope you enjoyed doing this craft with us today. Again, we do have a limited number of craft kits available at the Cedar Grove Vine Avenue branch to pick up and take home with you. They are free and they are intended for teens and adults. If you have any questions or if you would like a digital copy of the instructions and the template, you can reach out to us at our email address that I'm going to put up on the screen in just a few minutes. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope to see you again for our next one.